everyone, it's Bubbles and welcome back to my channel. Also welcome if you're new. So today's video is another speed build and this time it is not a house. I decided to do a public lot because I had an idea for a museum. So originally I built this on the Von Haunt estate in Windenburg, which is a 40 by 30 lot, and it's one of the special lots in Windenburg, so you can actually change this lot to something else. So I couldn't change it to museum while on this lot, so you know, that was a thing. But I went on continuing with the idea of still doing it as a museum. So it's still, in my head, it's still a museum, and it has all of the requirements if it was placed not on this lot. So it should tick all the boxes for a museum if any of you want to download it, because it is on the gallery now. But yeah, so, and I also found some inspiration from a couple things to do this, and I was just inspired, I guess. It's funny, I actually took inspiration from a real life castle. I believe it's just like the it's considered the Sleeping Beauty castle. It's in Germany. It's called the Neuschwanstein castle, which is a mouthful, but you can find pictures of it online. It's beautiful. It's not, this build isn't like exactly referenced with that in mind. It's just like slightly inspired off of it. It's more inspired off of a build I've done before. Not on the channel, but I have posted it on my Instagram, and it is on my Sims gallery as well. So back in, let's see, yeah, it was after the paranormal pack had come out, because it was like the first haunted house build I did. I did this sort of style that I really liked. So you'd have to scroll back a little far on my Instagram, but not as far on my gallery if you want to see it. But yeah, so the style, I don't even know what kind of style it is, but like what I did was, it has columns on these sort of like turret buildings, which you can see there's one here at the front, and it's got very tall peaked roofs. And then as you can see here, I'm using these like stone wall decor pieces that we got from Jungle Adventure, I believe. And I just put those on the side, like the fronts of the building, but at the edges. And then what I did was I put orange, like, concrete wallpaper on the edges of the wall, and then more of a cream on the center, which you'll see, I will get to that soon. But it's a lot of me going through and doing all of this detail stuff, but it makes it look more detailed than like I would normally do. And I was just like spitballing this idea when the paranormal stuff pack came out, and that's how I came up with this kind of style. I don't know what it is. I guess it's my own thing, because I just kind of was messing around, and I had never used those stone like tile things for walls that we got in that pack. So yeah, I don't know, I had fun with it. And then I was making this and I was like, oh my god, that was such a fun idea to do, because it came out and it looked really good. And I just decided to model it after that haunted house that I did a while ago. So yeah, it's a kind of style I can finally put on the channel because I really like it. And if you look at the build I did before, it does look quite similar to this one, but this one's a lot bigger, and I did some more things with it. So, like, the facade of the house is slightly like it, but not really. The orientation is much different. But also the back of this building is very different. This turret I'm working on now was not part of it, and neither was this side. Those are more inspired off of the Sleeping Beauty castle. So, and then for those little turrets, I used the stone wallpaper that actually matches the columns I used on the other parts. So I just tried to keep it very, like, together, like it looks like it matches. And then the windows I ended up using in this were the ones from base game for those turrets. And then the vampires windows we got on these like the square turrets. I don't know what they're called. It's fine. And then the front and back door are also from vampires. Yeah, the vampire game pack. And then, let's see. I did use a few Strangerville windows on the top as well. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm putting the wallpaper in so you can see what I was talking about. And it just, I don't know. I just like this burnt orange color. It looks really good. Especially with the style of what I was going for. I don't know. I just really like it. And then I put a lot of creeping ivy and some wisteria on this just to make it look like more like established and older, I guess. And then I ended up using these little like balcony things off the windows. And the fencing I used around all of this on the actual building is the fencing we got from university. Yeah. So this museum has, I keep trying to call it a house, it's not a house. So this has 3 floors that are like actually able to be walked on. There is a 4th floor that makes up the tallest part of the turret, and I just did that so there was more height on the back because it looked better. I wanted the roof of that big turret in the back to be taller than the rest of the house, so it made it look more interesting. Yeah, and then all the balcony areas on the turret just so it put more shape on the back of it because the back didn't have as much going on. But yeah. And then, let's see, as for I use this marbling as most of the flooring on the balconies as well. But as for the inside, I used, like, medium to dark wood tones and creams because I just wanted to keep it very, like, simplified and elegant looking since it is a museum. So, whenever I do retail lots, I try to make them not as detailed in the sense of it affects Sims routing because their routing is terrible enough. If anything I can do to make it better, I will for public lots. So I tried to keep that in mind here. So it may look a little sparse, but I tried to make sure it looked well decorated. It's more like most of the detail is on the exterior because I went ham and I think it looks better with this style anyway. But for the inside, a lot of the floor has open spaces, which I did on purpose because, you know, number 1, it's a museum. You don't want a bunch of stuff crowding the floor, and number 2, routing issues. So, but yeah, when I was building it, I was a little unsure if it was a little too empty, but when I was going through the screenshots after I finished it, I realized, no, it looks fine. It looks good. So yeah. So, as for the kinds of things in this museum, on my gallery post, I called it both an arts and oddities museum because the way I did it was I wanted there to be different kinds of exhibits in the museum because I like doing that. I feel like it's more interesting, especially since with how many packs we have out now, we have lots of choice for different kinds of art and things like that. So what I did was I have different exhibits in the turrets, the square turrets, of packs we don't have as much stuff to fill like a big room in. So those I made like one of them I used the paranormal stuff pack and put all the weird stuff we got in that, like the debug items, and that's kind of like an oddities exhibit. And it's smaller because that was just a stuff pack, right? And you'll see some of the other stuff I did in there. And then like the bigger octagonal space on the side of the building, I did since there's only 2 floors of it, I did 2 separate rooms that are a little bit different, and I really liked how those turned out, but I'll talk more as we get to them. Right now I'm still trialing the floor plan and also where to put the stairs, but yes, I finally got to include a floor plan this time. It did not take me as long because it is very open and I didn't have to make space for a bunch of weird things because thankfully the bathrooms, I was able to fit 2 of them in here, but the bathrooms fit in perfectly in the smaller square turret on the 1st and 2nd floor. So there is a bathroom on the 1st and 2nd. The 3rd floor does not end up being very big because it is literally like I only put a 3rd floor in because of the roofing, so I can make the roofing more taller and steeper looking. And that ended up, like, I like putting all kinds of different art in the exhibits, so this 3rd floor ends up being the contemporary art and modern art area. It was perfect. So, yeah. And I ended up fitting 4 staircases in here, so 2 at each of the entrances, so the front and the back exit, and then there's 2 other sets of staircases on the 2nd floor that lead up to the 3rd floor. I figured 2 maybe would be best for routing, so that way Sims can go up 1 and down. If they actually even do that, Sims are stupid, let's be honest, but maybe it'll make it better for routing. You never know. I don't know. I tried. And I think it looks better in there anyway, so. But now we are working on the outside because I wanted to make sure I had room for most everything on the inside. However, I did like completely finish like the whole shell of the house, the exterior of the house before I did the floor planning, but whatever. So yeah, for the actual landscaping, I kept it really simplified and clean because I wanted it to feel very manicured, but also the actual building itself is very detailed in my opinion, and I didn't want the landscaping to be too much paired with the building because it would have just been like chaotic going on, like too much going on, if you know what I mean. So I just kept it really clean, and to add height to it, I added mostly trees because I wanted it to because this building is really tall, so I wanted there to be a lot of trees to kind of match the height of it. And then most of the other landscaping is just these little bush areas, these circular bush areas, and then I did put hedges here and on the other side, and there's just seating areas that I put in here and on the other side as well. And I actually used this flooring because it almost matches the driveway that leads up to the estate, so I was like, why not? And then here I'm putting some terrain paint to kind of blend the flooring into the grass so it's not such a harsh line, because it's, for some reason, that's been my thing lately, is it's too harsh, so I like blend it into the grass. I've been doing that a lot on my builds recently, and I really like it, so yeah. And then I was adding just a few plants around the exterior on the balconies to give some more detail. And I decided to switch up the flooring on the center of these areas. So I ended up using this tile we got from the, what is it called? Courtyard Oasis kit. Wow. But yeah, and then there's seating areas on the front of the building on those two balconies. And then inside the actual, like the tallest turret area is more seating areas that I'll get to later. The top two floors of that turret have the floor cut out because I wanted it to have like chandeliers, candle chandeliers hanging down, because I think that looks like really pretty. So yeah, and then I just added a few more benches next to this fountain. And then I also, oh my gosh, I included a bathroom too. Like footage of the bathroom too. Wow. Seems like I always cut out the floor plan and the bathrooms of my videos. So, you know, here you go. Here's your treat. This is literally a standard bathroom I would do with any modern anything, you know. I just made the bathrooms the same for both floors, but I fleshed them out so they looked nicer. And I just used some contemporary stuff since I feel like whoever owns this museum takes good care of it. I even wanted the flooring in here to be the shiny kind, because I feel like every time I go to a museum, it's either got really shiny wooden floors or like, I don't know, like linoleum or something, which linoleum's not very, you know, lap of luxury kind of thing, but whatever. Anyway, so this is the one side. This small room is on the first floor, so I pulled everything we got, well, not everything, but a lot of things we got from Jungle Adventure, and made this style exhibit. So what I ended up doing for these rooms is I made them with as many of the items that I thought looked interesting as possible, and that includes the wallpaper and the flooring, as you see here, because I really wanted it to be like you're walking into, like, for this one, for instance, Selva Dorada. And then over here is the paranormal stuff pack room, so I used the wall decor we got, and then I put the castle and I forget his name. The ghost you can summon in the pack. I put his picture there. And then I used the curtains we got from here as well. And just the little knick-knack items we got, as well as the debug items that'll spawn in a haunted house. So it looks like, I don't know, oddity items that someone found from maybe like different paranormal places. I don't know, I was going ham. Oh, and a seance table. You gotta have your seance table in an exhibit, of course. Like, why not? And then, yeah, I fiddled with the color a little bit, but I decided on, this nice blue color and the purple. And then, yeah, I was like, you know what? We have so many packs and so many different styles. I was like, yeah, we're gonna have a paranormal room, and then on the second floor, we're gonna have a vampire room, because why not? And the stupid thing is, every time I went to go take screenshots of this, which I had to do multiple times, stuff kept deleting, and it was so annoying. I guess this is what I get for using the tool mod. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. And then, yeah, I dimmed the lights in that room to make it more creepy. And And the, like, plaques we got, and, like, the standing plaques, both the wall and standing plaques we got, I believe it's from Get Together, I think. But I used those as, like, little exhibit cards you see in museums. I thought that would be interesting and a nice detail. But yeah, so this is on the second floor. This is the room right above the jungle adventure room. And as you can see, this is for Sulani. So I like never get to use that big statue object, and I thought it was perfect here. And we have a lot of like nice pottery items and also wall decor in Sulani that I wanted to showcase in this area as well. And then what I ended up doing was I changed the lights in here to be more blue looking, and then I found some of the underwater plants in like debug items, like here's some starfish, and I put it in here to almost like simulate it like it's underwater, and I feel like I got that effect across. It looks better in the screenshots, especially with my reshade on. Since I found that me building with my reshade off is easier. I don't know why. I also forget about it half the time, and then I realize, oh, I've been recording for like 2 hours. It's too late now. So, yeah, if you've noticed that only my screenshots at the end have been with my reshade, yeah, that's why. It's mostly because I forget. It's fine. But yeah, so that room came together pretty quickly, and then over here is the vampire room, so I put a coffin in here, of course, and then the like book stand we got in vampires, that is really cool, that I like using for some things, I also put in here, and then I put a gargoyle statue, and then I used the crack details we have from this pack as well on the walls to make it look more interesting. This one doesn't have as many items in it, but I still think it's kind of cool because the candles I made with a red lighting, and then I put candles on the floor that's more of like a blue lighting to make it more creepy looking. But yeah, and then I don't think, yeah, there's not any more like special room areas except for the third floor is all contemporary art. The first floor ends up being like, oh, I forgot about the center rooms. Never mind, I lied. Haha, we're doing those next. Never mind, I forgot. So this is on the second floor because I wanted this one to be, I don't know, I just wanted it to be up with the vampire stuff on the second floor, so I used Realm of Magic to just completely go crazy and make a whole magical room in here, and I thought this courtyard-ish room would be perfect because we have a lot of stuff in Realm of Magic that's interesting, so yeah, and it was perfect because I could put the cauldron in the center with that, like, it's a rug we have from that pack, but it's like a stone circle, so I thought that was perfect. And then I just found, like, the debug items, the brooms, the wands, the different books, potions, etc., and the crystals we have from base game, and the familiars as well. And I just went ham in this room, and I think it's just cool. And then I put the little standing plaques in here, like it's like a whole experience. It's like a whole magical experience in here. So, yeah, and I did the same with the first floor room that's similar to this one, except I used romantic garden stuff because I thought it would be nice to do like a kind of Renaissance / Roman courtyard garden kind of vibe in that room, which I believe we get to next, so that one came out really pretty. Yeah, so I put the statues we got from Romantic Garden and I think I put another fountain in here as well. And then I just put a lot of creeping vines in here as well. And it looks very pretty. And then as for the rest of the museum, so the first floor in that area where the bathroom is, I ended up making it like all like older style paintings and like almost Renaissance style paintings. So it's more like that kind of style. And then the second floor in the same area next to the stairs, I made a more Asian inspired exhibit. So the kind of art we got from Snowy Escape, some of it we ended up getting from like City Living, so those kinds of style. And I ended up putting like a rock garden in the center because I thought that would be pretty as well. There is a few more like Asian inspired, like the wall scrolls we had from City Living are in like near the entrances, or the entrance and exit on the first floor as well. But yeah, oh, over here is that other sitting areas I was talking about. But yeah, I put some more easels in here as well. There are two outside. If you didn't see me put those down, it was kind of fast, but yeah. And then, yeah, like I said, the third floor is all contemporary and like, I want to say innovative art, if you will, because I used a lot of the stuff that was from Eco Lifestyle that almost looks like recycled art, so I would consider that innovative. I don't know. As if I know anything about art. Anyway. But yeah, so the rest of this comes together pretty quickly. But I wanted to do the rooms first because I had ideas with those, and then whatever like art pieces I wanted to use that I had left, I'd fill up the like the main areas of the like gallery. So yeah. Oh, and then another detail next to the wall plaques and stuff was a light shining down directly above all of the art pieces, because I've seen museums do that, and I was like, yep, we're gonna do that. That way they're all illuminated properly. I don't know, I just like that little detail. Anyway, you know. So, yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about that was not, build related was literally the day after I did the voiceover for last week's video was when we got news about them planning on updating and improving the Wedding Stories pack. We actually got a statement from the Sims team that they were going to be looking into the fixes for it. And they had like a laundry list of them. So I'm glad they finally said something about it and that they were working on it. We haven't heard, I don't think we've heard anything new this week. But yeah, I just want to let you know that I am aware of that. And I'm still going to wait until I feel like it is worth me buying it. Just to let you know, because I buy my own packs. Anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to update with that I'm glad they said something about it, and I'm willing to wait for them to fix it. Kind of wish it was pushed back so they could fix it, but, that's kind of above the Sims team. It's whoever is deciding things. Anyway, you know what I mean. So, yeah. And then as for plans, for the channel, because I am finally on break. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I mentioned it on my Instagram, but this video is a day late because I got to finishing the build Friday night, and I was like, I'm exhausted. I'm too exhausted and have no energy to do a voiceover, because that's literally all I had left. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to postpone the video because I'm tired. because I made it to my spring break, and I was like so tired because it felt like a wave of relief came over myself, you know? I don't know, I was like stressed this whole week. I don't even know why. But I made it through, it's fine. So, yeah, so my spring break starts this next week, and I will be working on videos I have planned for the near future for my channel. So, I hope you're excited for that. As for next weekend's video, it is going to be continuing with my third Harry Potter series, The Prisoner of Azkaban, because it's been a few weeks, so if you're looking forward to that, that will be coming out this weekend, and it'll be coming out in the next weeks until it is finished, because I think there's there's only 4 episodes left. So, yeah, so if you've been waiting on that, it's coming, I promise. And then after that, I will be dedicating the rest of April and all of May to Sims content. Just to, because I do that after I finish a series, and I feel like it just rounds it out better. So yeah, all of May will be dedicated to doing Sims things, and I'm going to be brainstorming some building ideas, because I think this was the last one on my list for what I had come up with at the beginning of the year. So yeah, but yeah. And then as for the things I will be recording, I mentioned that after I finished my Harry Potter series, that I wanted to do a nightmare difficulty run on Outlast, because I've never done that before, and it sounds painful and fun at the same time. So, I'm gonna be taking the time to record some of that this week, as well as some Sims content, just so I can get ahead in case things get crazy in April, because that's how it goes. I literally have a month and a half, less than a month and a half, before I graduate college, which is so exciting and terrifying at the same time. So, yeah, so I just kind of want to get ahead in case I get super, super busy before the end of this semester. So yeah, that way I don't have to cancel any videos, because I would like to not do that. I really enjoy making these videos. They don't feel like work to me, so I feel like that's a good thing, you know? So yeah, but just to kind of update you on the things I'm going to be working on, and the fact that I'm on break. Woohoo, you know. But yeah, so I just wanted to update you guys, and we are at the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed me blabbering on through the rest of that, but it's fine. I told you what I was doing. It's fine. So, but yeah, if you want to download this, it is on the gallery. It should be the most recent post I have on there, and you can find the information for the gallery post, as always, in the description. If you have any suggestions for builds or anything, please leave them in the comments below, and also subscribe and like the video for more. If you like book things and you're a book nerd like me, I've been posting that kind of stuff on my Instagram, so you can follow me there. Link is always in the description. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye!